Hey guys, this is Heather from Revel Yoga.
Hi, I'm Hallie.
Hallie's one of our great teachers here at Revel, so check her out on the schedule. Today's posture tutorial is on Trikonasana triangle pose. It's a posture that we do most of the time in our Vinyasa Flow class. So I wanted to break it down for you alignment-wise, maybe a modification for you, a little intensity, and really good alignment, okay? So Hallie, if you could come into triangle for me on your right side. So this is the pose that we're trying to get into, right? This is the end result. She has a beautiful triangle. She has the block under her hand, right? Her front leg is nice and straight. She's very active through her back leg. But let's break it down from step one and how we come into this pose, right? And for me, if you could just straighten that front leg, the pose begins, most of them, with the feet. So I want you to make sure that your back foot is slightly turned in. I like to kind of think of it as like quarter past on the clock or maybe even 20 past, okay? Really depends on your structure. The back left thigh femur is actually rotating slightly in. It's in an internal rotation. And the right inner thigh over here is in an external rotation here. So we can externally rotate this because this is internally rotating, and then we're protecting the lower back by doing that. Good. Another thing that we can do is start to kind of activate the inner thighs by kind of squeezing the heels in. So these are things that I do before I even come into the pose. And then as we move up the body, I'm going to have her engage through her oblique muscles in her front core muscles here, and even back core, I can feel them kick in. She's going to inhale her breath, and she's going to reach forward a little bit, just putting a slight bend, because people tend to buckle in this front leg. That's it, holding in the core, and then with control, she'll place her hand down, good, and extend this top arm up. And then she's going to slowly start to engage that front right leg and pull up on the quad muscle, because she's got very flexible hamstrings, even though she probably would say otherwise, but she does, because she can straighten this leg. But this leg can be bent too. That's totally fine, guys, okay? So right now, this is a great posture to see. Inner heels are pulling in, inner thighs are activated, back leg is really strong all the way to the outer blade of her foot. Good. Front leg is connected nice and strong. And then the weight is now connected to the balls of the feet, right? The toe mound, the big toe mound, the baby toe mound, and the center of the heel. That's where you want the weight. One last thing here. I want you to think of kind of lifting up through the bottom hand, so her right hand is down instead of pressing down. So when you find that extra little lift, yeah, you're gonna feel it and you're gonna activate your core muscles, which is really, really great. Good, come back up. So I'm a big proponent of using the block in this posture and in most poses, particularly if you have tighter hamstrings, hips, whatever else God has given us that limits us. One other thing to add some intensity to this pose, we'll just do 2 more rounds of this. I'm gonna have you straighten your front leg, come back into triangle. You can add a bind to this pose. So this top arm here, right, can wrap around your back side. And it can just gently kind of go to the mid back, or you can go all the way for the inner thigh if you have that flexibility in the shoulder. Good. And this is nice because you're not only getting your nice triangle in here, but you're getting a shoulder opener. And if you want to kick in a little bit more core, float your bottom hand up. And there we go. Now she's really working here. I won't hold her too long. Good, thanks. You can release your hand down and then take your arm back up. Good. And as she comes out engaged with her breath, right? Yes, great. So that is our triangle pose. That is the posture of the month. If you have any questions for me or even Hallie when you're taking our classes, or you just want to email us, we'll be happy to answer them. And we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month with our next posture tutorial. Bye, guys.
Thank you, bye.